So my name is Brendan Ahern. I'm the Chief Investment Officer of KraneShares Exchange Traded Funds. We're a boutique ETF provider focused on China, providing unique exposures via our ETFs that we've developed, and then very much focused on education. That we think that's our main value add, is providing a balanced perspective, providing education around China, its growth within capital markets, and helping investors make an informed investment decision. So I was hired by Barclays Global Investors in early 2001 during the rollout of the iShares family of exchange-traded funds. I was the 20th employee dedicated to the iShares business, and I was a bit younger at that point, and was very fortunate in that BGI had hired all these captains of industry to build the business, and then there was me. I was probably by far the most junior person there. And being a younger person, I was a sponge. I was able to really learn from all these very, very senior people all aspects of the ETF business as well as ecosystem. So I had a very unique and fortunate work experience where over the course of 13 years, we raised over $1 trillion in assets. And there was so much that I was able to learn by being there at a very early stage and watch the business grow and mature. And so, yeah, I feel very fortunate to have joined BGI back in 2001. Intelligence tests, like a Breyers-Miggs. And I would test as a off-the-chart learner, that I love to learn. I'm very inquisitive. And I think that is part of what led me, and I think for others, to really know this business inside out. That I don't think there's a lot of people who are very specialized in their knowledge set, and I wanted to be much broader in knowing how each parts of the business, if it's index providers, authorized participants, our back office administrator, our custodian, our provider of IOPVs. That inquisitive nature, I think, is very, very key, and to have that willingness to learn and to recognize that at various stages of your career, there's not a lot you can bring in terms of knowledge. It's a prerequisite. You have to be a hard worker. That's a prerequisite, but to be a learner, I think, is a talent that goes a long way in our business. A former boss was, the meeting is only as good as the follow-up. That following through is so critical, that being there and being prepared is something that a lot of people just don't do. It seems something very superficial and easy, and yet most people aren't as thoroughly prepared, and they don't have a process or in place to fully follow up with a meeting. When in client interaction, that is so critical. So something as basic as that, I think is a lesson for everyone to know and implement themselves. I think especially for a younger person today, you really have to be honest with yourself on, are you an introvert, are you an extrovert? What are the things you're passionate about? You're going to be forced to work very long hours, and if you're not doing what you love, you're going to not enjoy it very much. And being honest about what are the things you're most interested in. And part of that is just discovering through failure, through success, what are the aspects of a business that you're really attracted to, so that you're willing to put yourself through the vast hours you're going to have to work. So that being honest with yourself, I think, is very critical. And for us as a growing firm, we need people who are adaptable, that come with the ability to have a multi-skill set. I think that's a given today. I think the industry is very innovative, that it continues to evolve, and being part of a company where you can be nimble and quick, to be able to put your stamp on something is something of personal pride. At the same time, it is a business that is competitive, but I think it's competitive where the industry itself is very collegiate, very friendly with one another, and certainly not the broader Wall Street is that way whatsoever. But I think the ETF industry is comprised of individuals who invariably are very much willing to be cordial and work with one another, despite potentially being competitors as well.